Hey makers, I'm Bree from Minerva, and today I am really excited to share my picks for sewing up a summer capsule wardrobe. Now, I'm a big believer in the concept of a capsule wardrobe, especially when it comes to sewing. I love planning out my projects this way because I feel like it really helps me get the most out of my sewing time by increasing the wearability of the garments that I make. Plus, I think it's a fun way to carve out a core vibe for a season. So I'll be taking you through my process of choosing 7 coordinating fabrics and 8 sewing patterns to create a fun, functional capsule wardrobe for summer. If you've watched any of my other sewing capsule wardrobe videos, you'll know that a key to building a collection is to define a color palette and then determine the types of garments to include. So before we get into how to choose fabrics and patterns, let's begin with defining a color palette. Now, there are several ways to come up with a color palette. I usually like to stick to 3 main colors and then have 1 or 2 neutrals to balance it out. Depending on the season, sometimes I like to include a statement color as well. You can also use traditional seasonal color families, so like jewel tones for winter, pastels for spring as jumping off points. You could build your own color palette around a favorite color or two and then use color theory to bring in complementary and contrasting colors. My favorite way, though, is to find a print that serves as a cornerstone piece and then pull your palette from there. So if experimenting with color feels a little out of your comfort zone, this is a really accessible method because the textile artist who designed the print has already thought through the color palette there, and it can give the whole collection a really cohesive feel. So I'll introduce the print that I fell in love with and based this collection on. It is a design from the Minerva exclusive collection, and it is called Layered Blooms. I think it is such a pretty floral design. The motif is definitely floral, but it's not super feminine. It has a lot of depth, as the name suggests. It is layered, this floral motif, giving it a really bold graphic effect. But what I really love are the colors in this print. They are so bright and vibrant and perfect for summer. I love the clarity that's in this Kelly green and the lilac and the white. It is bold and punchy. Then the yellow is a little bit softer, and that's really nicely balanced by this deep charcoal background. So I pulled 4 of these 5 colors here for my summer capsule palette. The lilac and the Kelly green are great as main colors. They're strong and saturated and interesting, but they still pair well with other colors. I love the white for summertime. It's a really big trend this season. And then I'll also be using this golden yellow, but I want to take it more into like earth tones territory to serve as a little bit of grounding for this collection. I considered using the dark charcoal background as a neutral, but I feel like for summertime it might be a little bit heavy. So instead I swapped it out for a statement color that I think really fits this vibe. I chose a royal cobalt blue. It is bright and clear and punchy in the same kind of vibe as the Kelly green and the lilac. It offers a bit more depth as well, which is really going to help round out our color palette. With my color palette sorted, it is almost time to move on to choosing fabrics. But before I start that search, I want to loosely pen down the kinds of garments that I want to make. I don't need to decide on the patterns just yet, but knowing what sorts of garments that I'm looking to make will help me determine the fabrics to look for. So I like to think of a capsule in terms of interchangeable outfits. So I start thinking by what tops, bottoms, and layering pieces I'll need to create for a few different looks. So for summer, I like to have a couple of breezy woven tops. So a cami and a blouse are great pieces to have for keeping cool. No capsule is going to be complete without an essential t-shirt, so that is a must. And in the heat, I like to have a few options for bottoms as well. So I'll look for some light trousers, a skirt, and a pair of shorts. I don't tend to wear jackets much in the summer, but I do love an oversized shirt or a light shacket to just throw on over an outfit. The emphasis here is going to be on separates, but I'll also want to make a dress that can work for multiple contexts. Knowing what sorts of garments I'm going to be looking at gives me an idea of the types of fabrics to search for. So for a cami or a blouse, lightweight wovens like viscose challis and cotton voile are some of my favorites for the summertime. I'll look for lightweight jersey for a t-shirt, and then go for a more structured woven like medium weight linen, lightweight denim, or tencel twill for trousers. The skirt, though, is a bit more of a wild card. So anything from like viscose or denim, could work depending on the pattern and the look I'm going for. I do know that I will want some lightweight linen for the overshirt, and then something breezy like viscose challis or a tencel crepe for the dress. So now that I have an idea of the colors and substrates that I'm looking for, I can use the filters on the Minerva site to better browse for what I'm looking for. I think a big key to creativity that doesn't get talked about enough is the power of limitations and editing. I love the feeling of just casually browsing through fabrics. I love having that choice, but I only want to see what's relevant to the projects that I'm planning. So I choose to get really specific in my search using the filters on the left-hand side for color, fabric type, fiber, weight, stretch, but you can also use broader specifications like natural fibers instead of specifically choosing, say, linen or viscose. It is super helpful, and I highly recommend utilizing these filters when you're planning your next sewing project. So let me show you the fabrics that I've picked out. I'm gonna breeze through them really quickly for now, just so you can see how everything looks together, goes together, and then we'll go into more detail about the fabrics and the patterns that I have picked to go with them a little bit later. So as I said, this is the Minerva exclusive viscose challis in the print Layered Blooms. This viscose is super versatile. It's great for a breezy blouse, palazzo pants, skirts, or dresses. And I thought since it's going to be the cornerstone of my capsule, I could get some extra mileage from this print by making it into a two-piece set. So it'll be a cami on top and then a skirt that can be worn together as a faux dress or mixed and matched with the other pieces in the collection. Secondly, I have this beautifully textured cotton tencel voile. The checkered weave gives it a little bit more interest and texture. It is perfect for a blouse. Then I've selected a stripe green cotton jersey for the t-shirt. It is super cute. And then moving into the bottoms, I have this bright Kelly green tencel twill. It is really nice and drapey, super breathable, great for some trousers. Then I have a royal blue linen. This has a nice medium weight to it. So again, really versatile there, lots of options for patterns. Then I have another linen, but this one is much, much lighter. This is going to be great for an overshirt or shirt making in general. It's really nice and crisp. It is super, super soft. And then lastly, for the dress, I have picked out this tencel crepe. It is really soft and floaty. It's going to just be really nice, give lots of movement for some kind of dress. So if I divide up the fabrics into tops and bottoms, and both, you can get an idea of how things could pair together. So if we have this as if we're pretending this is our skirt for now, and then we have trousers and our shorts, we can see how this green stripe will look so cute for a little bit of print clashing there with the floral blooms as the skirt, and then a perfect match between this emerald stripe and then this frog green tencel twill, and then a kind of nautical analogous situation with this royal blue and the green stripe would be very cute. So you can put that aside and then go in with this mauve tencel cotton. Very, very cute, pulling out the purples and giving it some extra texture there if this is acting as the skirt in the Layered Blooms print. Some fun purple and green situation happening here, and then another analogous pairing with the bright royal blue and the mauve. And then of course, this one as the cami is going to be super cute paired with the Kelly green as our trouser, and so many fabrics. The bright royal blue is a really fun as this as the cami and these as the shorts. So yeah, you can see how everything goes together, but for the most part, it's not overly matchy. It all kind of complements and brings out the best in the other colors. And then of course we'll have the white layering piece as a big oversized shirt. Will be super cute, tied up at the hem for a crop look or just worn open. Goes with everything really nicely there. And then this yellow is going to be our dress, which is a little bit more standalone, but you could possibly tuck it into the skirt and have a nice little yellow and floral pairing there as well. With fabrics chosen and garment ideas in mind, I chose my patterns in a similar way that I chose the fabrics. So under the Patterns tab on the website, there's another list of filters on that left-hand side. I selected the garment types I was looking for and whether I'm looking for patterns for knit or woven fabrics. You can even filter by pattern brand if there's a certain designer that you like. I always switch on the indie filter so I can browse all the indie designers at once because I love sewing indie patterns. So with my fabrics and my patterns chosen, let's dig into my picks for sewing a summer capsule wardrobe. First up is our matching set in this layered blooms viscose challis. Now this is from the Minerva exclusive line. It is 100% viscose with a really beautiful hand. It is just super light and floaty. The abstract splatter of this floral is just really fun and flirty. I think it's perfect for summer. Now I've already gushed about these colors, but they are just so good. It's such a great, nice balance of bright and soft tones. The fun print and the light hand make it really perfect for tops and dresses as well as like floaty trousers or skirts. I've gone for two patterns from Style Arc for our summer co-ord set, the Portia cami top and the indigo maxi skirt. So both of these garments feature clean style lines but have unique details that make them a little bit more fun and still wearable. So the Portia top is a cami style tank with spaghetti straps that tuck into the facing of a V neckline for a nice neat finish. It has bust darts for shaping and a pretty button placket down the front for a nice extra detail. The indigo maxi skirt features a curved hem that reaches mid-calf and then splits nicely up the side. It's got patch pockets, a partially elasticated waist, and a faux button placket. Both the Portia and the Indigo come in sizes 4 to 30, which spans hips measuring 32.5 to 61 inches, but they are split up into different sizing envelopes. So the Portia cami top comes in two size bands, the 4 to 16 and then the 18 to 30. The Indigo maxi skirt, though, has three, so 4 to 16, 10 to 22, and then the 18 to 30, so be sure to check your size and order the correct band there. The Portia top is rated easy. It is a great opportunity to hone your skills, like button plackets, to turn out those thin straps. The Indigo is a little more challenging with a medium rating. Getting the hem to curve just right can take a little bit of patience, but everything else is relatively straightforward. Now, Style Arc instructions are pretty light, so it does help to have some experience sewing up similar garments. Both Portia and Indigo are made for woven fabrics. To get the nice, like, breezy, soft feel of the Portia cami top, I would stick to fabrics that have some drape, so things like viscose, lightweight linen, or cotton lawn. The Indigo, though, is a little bit more versatile and can work with both fluid or structured fabrics. So something drapey like viscose will create a soft, floaty skirt, and something with more structure like denim or twill will have less movement, but it'll emphasize more of those style lines. Now, in opting for the layered bloom viscose challis, I'm leaning for those soft movement for these patterns. I think the cami would be super cute. You could tuck it into trousers or shorts, and then the flowy skirt would be really cute paired with a casual tee or dressed up with a nice blouse. And of course, you could wear them together for a nice matching set. So next we have this beautiful checked voile fabric. So this is the Meat Milk Sota Sheer Tencel Cotton in the colorway Mauve. It is 47% lyocell and 53% organic cotton. And the texture of this fabric is so beautiful. The check is woven in, which is what gives it so much dimension with the sheer and the opaque crisscrossed lines here. The Tencel fiber gives it just a little bit of sheen and allows the texture to really catch the light. Now, Tencel is typically a very drapey fabric, but the cotton fiber in here gives it a little bit more airiness. I wouldn't call it structure because it's not stiff at all. It is super like soft and light. To me, this is the perfect blouse fabric because it's just going to kind of float over the body without collapsing or clinging. It's great if your pattern features something like a collar or gathering where you want something that's going to hold its shape nicely. Now, in terms of opacity, I would probably line this if it was going to be a skirt or a dress, but as a blouse, personally, I would feel comfortable because the sheerness is really limited to the small size of the squares, and I think it was just so beautiful and perfect for a blouse. For this beautiful soda sheer tencel cotton fabric, I have picked the Friday Pattern Company Sagebrush top. Now this cute little top is a big favorite in the sewing community. Lots of sewists have made this one up and just seems to look like amazing on everyone who wears it. The bodice is designed to have a loose fit without being oversized. The front and the back yokes are a little bit more fitted to the body, and then the bodice pieces are gathered into that yoke seam. I love that there's a little ruffle tucked in between the yoke and the bodice, but it is an easy one to omit if ruffles aren't your thing. The round neckline is finished with bias binding, which is left long to tie at the back and serve as the blouse closure. The Sagebrush top comes in sizes extra small to 7X, so that is for hips 34 to 63 inches. It is a beginner-friendly pattern. The main techniques are gathering and then making and sewing the bias binding. I really love making my own bias binding. It is something that seems tricky at first, and I would recommend starting with a more stable fabric like cotton or cotton lawn, but once you get a feel for it, it is so satisfying and it's such a fun process. The Sagebrush will work with most lightweight wovens, but if you really want those puff sleeves to pop, I would recommend using a cotton or linen, something with a bit more body. So drapier fabrics are really nice too. The sleeves are going to sit a little bit softer and the binding might take a little more attention. I think this soda sheer cotton tencel from Meat Milk is going to be so perfect for the Sagebrush. It is just so like light and airy. It'll give those sleeves like a nice amount of volume, but it also has like a weightless feeling to it that I think is perfect for a summer blouse. The fabric I chose for the tee is this lovely cotton jersey from the Minerva core range. It is 95% cotton and 5% lycra. It has 45% horizontal stretch and 50% vertical stretch, so it's really great for tees and tanks. Weight-wise, it is kind of on the lighter side for a cotton jersey. It is super soft and supple. This is the emerald colorway, which I think fits our bright summer palette perfectly, but it does come in 20 other colors as well. Now you could keep a t-shirt really simple and modern with a regular straightforward t-shirt pattern. I feel like this stripe though just like calls to be kind of vibed for something a bit more retro, so you could go for something 70s by adding like a thick band to the neckline and the sleeves for like a cool ringer tee look. But I think it also really sparks that like nautical look too, which is super on trend this season and would be a very fun little vintage vibe. Going for that Breton nautical look, I chose the Cocoa Top by Tilly and the Buttons. It's a 60s inspired top and dress with options for either a funnel neck or an elegant boat neck. The shift style of the bodice is loosely fitted at the shoulders and then flares out at the hem. It comes with full or 3/4 length sleeves and optional cuffs, as well as cute retro patch pockets. The Cocoa Top and dress comes in UK sizes 6 to 24, covering hips 33 to 61 inches. It is definitely aimed at beginners with ultra detailed instructions to hold your hand through the whole sewing process. For fabrics, you'll generally want to look for medium weight knits. If you're making the dress version, you'll definitely want to stick to thicker, low stretch knit fabrics like interlock or ponte to hold that A-line shape. For the tops, you can also use knits with less structure like this cotton jersey. I think it would be just so cute, made up as the cocoa. It has like all the comfort and versatility of a regular t-shirt, but then that boat neckline will give you something a little bit more special. And if you really wanted to lean into this nautical trend this season, you could also add like a little row of decorative buttons on the shoulders to complete the look. Moving on to bottoms, I have a pair of trousers, a pair of shorts, in addition to the Layered Blooms Indigo Maxi Skirt. So starting with the trousers, I have this gorgeous Meat Milk smooth drape tencel twill. It is 100% tencel and comes in 30 colors. This is the colorway Frog. It is an ultra saturated, like clear toned Kelly green. And this color has been so big the last couple of seasons, and I can definitely see why. It's just one of those like magical colors that somehow looks good on just about everyone. It's like bold and bright, but it can still match really well with other colors. So I love Tinsel Twill for summery trousers because it has all the drape of a Tinsel Twill, but a bit more of a sturdy hand to it. So it's nice and cool and super breathable, but it's got a little bit more of the body that is needed for trouser shaping. So I knew it would be perfect for this capsule wardrobe for the trousers, but I think it could also be really great for like a lightweight jacket, for tops, dresses, and skirts. It's super, super versatile. For my frog green summer trousers, I wanted to go for a classic silhouette that could be dressed up or dressed down. So I chose the Belém trousers and shorts from Maison Fauve. The Belém is a smart tapered trouser or short with front pleats and back darts. The front features slash pockets, and the back has faux pocket flaps that sit over the dart seam. Now, what I really love about this pattern is the waistband. It is extra wide with these like squared off belt loops that match the width of the waistband. I feel like belt loops are such a small detail, but when you make even like a minor change to them, it has a really big impact on the character of the garment. The other thing that I love about the waistband is that there is elastic in the back of it. So the trousers have a functional fly and button in the front, so the elastic isn't to pull them on and off. You don't actually really see much of the scrunch effect of the elastic, but fit-wise, it can make a really big difference for like moving around throughout the day, or if you are in between or you fluctuate sizes. The Belém trousers and shorts come in EU sizes 34 to 52, which is for hips measuring 34.5 to 51 inches. It's an intermediate pattern, and the main technique here is inserting that zip fly. It can take a bit of practice, but everything else is pretty straightforward. Most medium weight woven fabrics will work for the Belém trousers and shorts. You can go for something with more body, like a cotton twill or a linen, to play up the pleats in a structured fabric. Or you can go for something softer with a more floaty effect like a wool suiting or a tinsel twill like this one are going to be great options. Next, I have this beautiful Minerva Core Range 100% linen slub. Now this one comes in over 25 different colors. They're all super saturated and really, really beautiful. This is the royal blue. Now the slub in the name refers to how this linen has a little bit more texture. It has been softened to have that really like lush lived in feel. It's got a good amount of body as well as drape, which of course is like the magic of linen. And since it is a medium weight, it is super versatile, so it's really great for shirts. You could even do a light jacket, trousers, skirts, or dresses. Pretty much you name it, this fabric is going to be really, really great. To go with this royal blue slub linen, I have picked the Jenny shorts, trousers, and overalls from Closet Core Patterns. This pattern has loads of options, tons of mix and match features. So essentially, the Jennies are a pair of fitted wide leg trousers or shorts with a high rise, nice deep pockets, and a side zip closure. Now you can add the bib and the straps for an elevated pair of overalls, or leave it off for a pair of versatile trousers in either full cropped or shorts length. For further customization, you can play around with different pockets, lots of extra optional top stitching. I think this pattern is most known as the overalls or the dungaree view, and I think it is super cute. It's definitely on my to-sew list. But for this capsule, I wanted to keep that emphasis on versatility, so the shorts are really what I'm looking for here. Now, the printed Jenny comes in sizes US 0 to 20, so that is for hips 33 to 48 inches. Closet Core rates the Jenny as an intermediate pattern. The side zip and the extra hardware aren't anything to be afraid of, but they do take some extra practice. There's also lots of optional details and top stitching, which make it a really good project for you to just like sink your teeth into. And you'll want to look for sturdy woven fabrics for the Jenny. So they want to hold that nice wide leg. So bottom weights like denim, canvas, twill, and gabardine are really good options. Now this medium weight linen is probably as light as I would want to go for this pattern. I think it would be great for the shorts. It's going to give it a more relaxed feel with that extra drape. I think it's a really perfect match with that nice wide leg shorts with the high waist. In this really punchy, like vintage royal blue, I think is going to make a really, really great summer staple. So with separates covered, it is time to move on to our layering piece. And instead of a jacket, I've been really loving the trend of just throwing on an oversized or a menswear shirt. I love the relaxed but put together vibe that it has. So I have picked another linen for this project, and it is the Slub 100% linen from the Minerva core range. So this linen is significantly lighter than the royal blue one I just showed. It's still very crisp, but it has a lot less structure and a lot more drape. It's really like airy and bouncy. It feels amazing on the skin. It has been industrially washed for ultimate softness, and it's a little bit sheer. So if you were making a dress or a skirt, it would be absolutely gorgeous, but you may want to line just that bottom portion of it. But for a shirt, I think it would be really beautiful. For the oversized overshirt, I have picked the Cesario from Sew Me Something. It is a unisex button-up shirt with all the classic details like chest pockets, a shoulder yoke, and a back pleat. There's a collar and collar stand, cuffs and tower plackets at the sleeve. And since it is a unisex pattern, all of the shaping is done through the shoulder yoke and there aren't any darts to worry about. Now, the Cesario shirt comes in sizes extra, extra small to 3XL, which covers hips measuring 35 to 59.5 inches. With all the shirt making details though, Cesario is rated advanced. There's a lot of care to be taken around the collar, the cuffs, and the plackets. It can take some practice, but these techniques are super satisfying to sew once you get to know them a little bit. Now, light to medium weight woven fabrics with crisp body are going to work best for the Cesario. You'll want fabrics that can hold their shape nicely to form those clean points on the collar and on the cuff. So linen as well as cotton shirting, cotton poplin, and chambray are going to work really nicely. Now, I think this soft washed slub linen is going to be really, really great because it has all of the body that's needed for those details, but it also has like such a soft hand that I think you could create a really like soft, easygoing Cesario that you could layer over lots of different looks for a really fun, put together but relaxed look. Lastly, I have the dress project. Now, I love sewing and wearing dresses, so I couldn't not include a dress in this capsule. So I have picked this really lovely crispy tencel crepe from Meat Milk. It is 86% tencel and 14% polyester. It comes in 20 colors, and this is the golden color amber. It is a really beautiful texture with that nice tight bubbly crepe feel. I love the way that it catches the light on those tencel fibers. It is so pretty and it feels amazing on the skin. It is nice and lightweight, very airy and drapey. Yeah, just so, so pretty. It's great for blouses and dresses. I would say for dresses and skirts, you may want to line it because it's almost opaque, but not quite there. So you may or you may not want a lining, but yeah, really, really pretty for dresses, blouses, and skirts. To go with the amber tencel crepe, I have picked the Sintra halter from Liesl & Co. It is a super chic dress and top. Loosely fitted bodice gathers into a round neckline that closes with a button at the back. View A keeps the style lines super clean, and View B adds a little center front slit to make a keyhole opening at the front neckline. The Sintra dress and top comes in sizes 0 to 20 for hips measuring 35 to 48.5 inches. Liesl & Co. patterns also come with separate pattern pieces for multiple bust cup sizes to help you achieve a really great fit. Now, despite the straightforward construction, the Sintra is rated intermediate because it is designed for slinky, drapey fabrics like silk, viscose, crepe, and lightweight satin. These fabrics tend to require more patience, a little more experience, but that chic, slinky result of the Sintra halter is totally worth it. Now, I picked the Meat Milk Crispy Tencel Crepe because I thought it would be such a fun summer day dress to go with sandals or trainers for the daytime, but could also dress up nicely with heels and maybe statement earrings for a night out. That kind of versatility is so perfect for a capsule wardrobe. So those are my picks for sewing up a bright, sunny capsule wardrobe. I love planning around a specific print, and I think this Layered Blooms Viscose Challis is so great for making a nice coordinating set wear that top and skirt together as a faux dress, but there's also so many fun colors to pull from in that print that makes it great for mixing and matching with other pieces like the sagebrush top in the checked tencel cotton, a nice stripy cocoa, a bright tencel bellum trouser, as well as the royal blue Jenny shorts. And then the white linen Cesario is gonna layer all over those pieces beautifully, either like tucked in or maybe tied at the waist. And then to round out the capsule collection, I added the Sintra halter dress in this amber tencel crepe. I'm curious if you like to plan your sewing projects this way or what your methods are for seasonal sewing plans. If you have any fun summer sewing plans, let us know in the comments below. We do love hearing from you and chatting about all things sewing. And if you haven't already, you can join the Minerva community and get to know wonderful makers from all over the world. Plus, signing up gets you an extra 5% to save on your next order. It is a super fun, just encouraging little corner of the internet all about sewing, and we would love to have you here with us. That is all from me today, and until next time, happy making. Bye!